also, let me say, the collective carries a pretty heavy burden of that. There's only so much you should let in. Really does. And it's a story going on back here. It's not something we're usually conscious of. It's going on back here. It started way low, religion. You're born a sinner. You're unworthy. How many of those church songs like I'm unworthy of you, I'm unworthy of your grace, but you give it to me anyway. We're raised on that stuff. Even if it was a semi-religious household, somehow it gets in there. It gets in the collective. And from early age, you got to earn that. Which their earning is good, but you don't have to earn your basic right to breathe. You don't have to earn your worthiness. I was the classic, always trying to be good kid. Till I got older and wised up. But it instilled that, to earn love and to earn good grades and all those things, I've got to really be perfect. I've got to really be good. And I made that chart. I think it's in level 1 online, the big things that hold people back. If they've been doing divine openings for some time and it's not really working great, there are certain things we look for. Worthiness is one of them. They haven't quite got the worthiness. Giving power away to some things, some substance, some person. Giving power away. You can call it an addiction. Basically, it's giving power away to something. Another one is not doing the conscious mind piece, the 10%, contradicting grace with complaining or remember the emotions in the film. If the fear or the anger or the disgust or the sadness are given too much power, if they're given too much of the control over that control panel, those things will hold us back. So worthiness, it's big. And it's kind of invisible. But it's core. It's like it's at the foundation. It's not real flashy or sexy and not something that most people pay much attention to. It comes into play in things like pleasure limits. How much pleasure can you let in? How much physical pleasure? How much emotional pleasure? How much sexual pleasure can you let in before you start feeling, that's too much? That might be going a little overboard. I shouldn't be having this much fun. It's funny. Yeah. So, letting it in, letting it in. So we're going to add that to the altar ceremony this morning when we get started. That you're going to lay down this silly idea that there is such a thing as unworthiness. Just lay it down and pick up your worthiness and take it with you. If you're gonna make up some imaginary concept, worthiness and unworthiness are both imaginary. So if you're going to buy into that, pick worthiness. Or you could just be naturally you and just have no worthiness, unworthiness dichotomy at all. For you or other people. just is what it is. And then there's another piece that we'll play with today, that we'll practice today. Look at it like you're just practicing all this, you're just playing with it. That also gets you out of the, am I doing it right? I don't know, maybe I'm not, I'm just practicing. I must have really gotten my worthiness because at one point, someone said to me one time, it was an old boyfriend, said, when you sit on that chair, you act like it's your throne or something. He had not gotten his worthiness. And so that just seemed somehow like, whoa. And I thought, when he said it, I thought, you know what? You are right. And it gave me this inspiration that I've used now for the last 8 years. And that is to suggest to people that they sit on their own throne. Let's all do it. Sit on the throne of your own life. Now, everybody else has got their own throne. So this is mine. It's gonna be yours in just a little bit. Everybody's got their own throne, so by sitting on mine, I'm not taking anything away from them. If they want to sit on theirs, that's their job. And if they don't, that's their business. I'm not stopping them. So, if there's anybody sitting on your throne, a family member, the government, the president, if there's anybody sitting on your throne that is having power over your life, I'd like you to gently nudge them off. Tell them, go sit on your own damn throne. Your boss, your spouse, your ex-spouse, any institution you can think of that has been given power unconsciously. I mean, we don't intend to say to somebody or some substance or some government institution, we don't intend to say, here, take on my power. But I want you to be conscious that we do that. Get conscious of it. We do that. And then we find ourselves trying to get back what we gave, but since we gave it, we don't get it back until we decide to take it back. Oh, my friend Mary White came to visit me for the weekend recently, and she had this dream. And you know, you hear about alien abductions and stuff. She had this dream, and she was on this spaceship with a lot of other humans and these aliens. And she said to them, I want to go home now. And they said, okay. And she said, well, why are all these other people here complaining that they've been captive for so long? And they said, well, they never asked to go home. And we just laughed. And she's reads Things Growing Great Miles. It's all the time. She's a big practicer of divine happenings. And we just got the biggest kick out of that. She goes, isn't that a powerful truth? Sometimes we're so busy complaining that it is this way that we don't just say, I'm done now. I'm leaving. changed my mind. Now I want my power back and I want to do this or that. Most of the dragons we're fighting, we created. And all of them we created collectively.